Hello Reformers, and welcome to a special feature of Tesla vs. Lovecraft. Now, this is a game made by the same developers that made Judge, and I played that on the channel a few months ago. Very enjoyable game, and this is also very enjoyable. Now, if you want to check this out, it is on Steam and going to be released in a day or two. There is a link in the description, and you can check that out. It does have local co-op, no online unfortunately, but again, small developer, so obviously that is going to make a difference. Anyway, we are going to be playing, and I've been playing this actually quite a bit, and there's a variety of different upgrade systems in play here, as well as a fully fledged perk system and a leveling system. So if you take a look here, we have inventions. We are playing as Tesla, and I have 54 of these crystals to spend. Now, I've actually not spent any of them because I have thought to myself, I'm going to save all these for the video so that we can actually, you know, spend them and go on a bit of a shopping spree on camera. So let's have a look here. Radiator perk offering can be shuffled for new perks. Oh, that might actually be pretty good. Anyway, what you can do in this is you can transform, or you can build a mech out of parts. And this mech is very, very powerful. It does have twin laser gun Gatling things. Yes, Tesla can also teleport, and well, he has a variety of his own different kinds of weapons based on electricity. So yes, apart from Radiator, what else do we have here? Quantum Condensator gives an additional charge to abilities. There are various abilities that you can pick up. I think there are about 10 different ones so far, and I haven't stopped unlocking them yet. And we also have allows Tesla to teleport through spawning points. That might actually be pretty useful. Gives the mech an additional layer of armor. It lasts 10% longer. As you can see, there's a bunch of pips there so that we can upgrade that massively. Additional charges for the teleport. Ooh, that would be good. And you have an increased chance to get epic perks. Ooh, that would be pretty cool too. You start with a free random ability, and you start with a free random perk. If you want to save up for 100 crystals, it's going to be pretty difficult. Alright, so I'm going to go for additional charges for teleport. That sounds like a good idea for me. And I'm also going to go for an increased chance to get epic perks. That sounds fun. Alright, so yes, as you can see, all of the blue little markers on the map here, I have completed. Now, there are different planes as well, as you can see here. So basically, it's the same map, but you're going through very different levels. I have not done any of these because I've literally just come very close to the final boss in the normal plane, and I thought it would be kind of cool to visit that first off. So these are all of the enemies. We haven't actually met the last one. There's a deep one, a spawn of Dagon, an awakener, fire vampire, spider ghouls, flying polyps, and Shoggoth. Yes, I haven't really fought too many of these just yet. And then you have your daily quests, which I've actually done a couple of so far. And then you also have your weapons. There are 2 still to unlock, but I absolutely love this, the Gauss shotgun. It is, in my opinion, insane. I've never gotten the Gauss assault rifle just yet, but there's a bunch of regular weapons as well, like shotgun, revolver, Tommy gun, etc. But the Gauss weapons and the repeater shotgun are my favorites so far. And then we do have the unlocks here, the various abilities, which is what I was talking about before. They all do relatively similar things, but they act in a very different way. And they're basically for killing enemies, obviously. You'll see which ones we get when we go into the game. And these are all the perks that you can stand to get when you level up. And we still have to unlock 4 of them. Alright, well, let's get going, shall we? I think we should probably do an earlier level. Now, I think Death Square was one of the more favorites of mine because you basically get swamped by huge amounts of enemies, and it does kind of show the rather amusing and fun time that can be had with the game. So let's see if that actually happens this time around. I was very, very close to dying on this one, but maybe I'll be able to survive long enough to show off the level somewhat. Anyway, let's take a look at our first perks here. The Theseus paradox. Each time you teleport, a clone with limited time span is created. I also unlocked this one in the last level that I played just before starting the recording. Bullets will poison enemies. I'm going to go for the Theseus paradox. That sounds like a fun idea. Now, obviously, these guys, they use a predetermined firing arc, so you can kind of avoid it relatively easily. They give pretty nice experience, but you do need to be very careful, because if you're caught in it, then you're going to take a lot of damage. Now, of course, we can teleport, and we're going to leave behind a clone every time we do that, so hopefully that's going to mean that many of the enemies will be like, oh, that's him, get him, you know, so that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to have to level up here as well. Lightning Cloud is pretty good, but I think I'm going to take Bullets will poison enemies this time around. And we've leveled up twice in a row, so obviously we get to choose 2 perks. I'm going to go for Teleport Cooldown Decrease. There is a survival mode as well, by the way. I have attempted to do the survival mode, and let's just say it's very tricky. It is very tricky, or at least I found it quite tricky at the time, but I was playing it at a very, very low level. I hadn't unlocked many perks, and it was kind of intense, shall we say. So, yeah, that's probably a good idea to sort of leave it for a little bit. Now, this is one of our abilities. It's called X-Ray Blade. Oh, there's a nuke! Yes, there's a nuke power-up that you can use, and it literally is just you picking it up, and then it explodes. And, well, good things happen. Good things happen, basically, when you pick up a nuke, because everything dies. Absolutely everything. And I have a Gauss shotgun now, so I think I've probably won this particular level, because let me just say that the Gauss shotgun and, well, I haven't obviously tried the Gauss assault rifle just yet, but it is fantastic. The Gauss weapons are really, really good. Do bear in mind that this is a beta of the game, so, you know, some things may be changed before the final release, but for the most part, this is what you can obviously expect to see in the game. Now, I did not have the Gauss shotgun the last time I did this level, so maybe that's the reason why this is a little bit easier than last time. And that's exactly the point, you know, levels are going to get easier dependent on the perks that you select, and I mean, you can see here already that, look at that, easy. Very, very easy, because we had that Gauss shotgun, and dependent on the amount of kills that you're able to acquire in each level, you do get a little bit of extra damage versus these kinds of enemies, and you're also awarded a little bit of ether crystals as well. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so now that we've seen a bit of an earlier level, it's time that we go over to one of the more difficult ones, and well, let's make our way over to the boss. Alright, so this is something I've never done before, so yeah, expect me to maybe die. I have failed a couple of levels, so it's not that easy, you know, it is pretty difficult, I would say, dependent on what kind of perks you get and what kind of enemies you're facing, of course. So let's have a look here. Okay, I'm going to take Lightning Cloud this time, because I personally feel like Lightning Cloud might be a bit easier with the current weapon I have, because it is going to fire at the opponents in a sort of AoE damaging ability, and it's going to, well, hopefully kill a lot of them without me having to do too much in comparison to poison bullets. Now, I do have the repeater shotgun now, which is insane. It's just really, really nice. I mean, it's one of the more conventional weapons, which, you know, I'm fine to see. You know, I don't really mind using the conventional weapons, but for the most part, obviously, the Gauss weapons, the electric weapons, are going to be a little bit more powerful, in my opinion. But the repeater shotgun, when you gain additional projectiles and things, like, for example, yes, unfortunately, we're not getting very lucky with the perks right now, but hopefully I'll be able to show you my favorite perk choice. If they can actually give it to me, that would be kind of cool, but yes. Now, you can teleport over small gaps as well, because that is what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to teleport if you want to survive. And, this is one of my favorites. Your bullets bounce from walls. I think that's pretty awesome, because if you can get penetration, then you're going to be able to bounce off walls and then hit enemies in the back as well, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, unfortunately this map does not have too many walls to speak of, so obviously that is going to make a bit of a difference. But the cool thing about the game is that it kind of says to you, hey, you're gonna have to move around here, because if you don't move around, you're not going to be able to pick up the mech parts. And the mech parts obviously are very important, because on harder levels you're going to need that mech. You are certainly going to need that mech. Here we go. So here's the Gauss assault rifle, and there's a nuke. So we can take one of those. Give me that explosive barrel. I don't actually need that. I'll take that heal, though. Thank you. But there you go. There's the mech. And now that is ready. Now, on levels with bosses, you are definitely going to need a very, very good weapon, or the mech ready when the boss comes up. Because I did a boss, I think, maybe 4 or 5 levels ago, and I was not able to do that much damage to it. The only thing that I had at the time was a Gauss shotgun, and it's absolutely fantastic, that weapon. It kills basically, well, a lot of things in one hit, but it was not doing that much damage to the boss, so you need to be very, very cautious about it. Anyway, I'm going to take the kinetic inventor because it pushes enemies away whenever you take damage. And against the fire vampires, that is a very, very powerful perk. And that's because the fire vampires leave a fire trail or fire pool on the floor, and when you take damage, you push away enemies in the vicinity. So if you stand in one of those pools for a few seconds, you're going to basically do huge amounts of damage and push people away at the same time. Anyway, Tesla stick, what's that? Drops an experimental Tesla stick. It's shocking. Alright, well, let's see if we can maybe pick up one of those. They do tend to give you the new abilities in the next level after unlocking them, which is pretty cool, so that you can try them out a bit. And oh, this is familiar to me. Okay, so this level is actually the survival level, or at least the level that survival was currently on when I tried it. So this is going to be interesting. Extra barrel. This is my favorite perk ever because it basically just adds an additional projectile to your shots. And when you are using a weapon like the repeater shotgun or this, for example, you can see here we're just going to absolutely flood the level with ammo and bullets, and it's just going to do so much damage. Now, if we could just get the penetration... Oh, even more? Look at that. Oh, look at that. That is crazy. Yeah, so things can get very, very powerful very quickly, or if you're unlucky, you can get, well, not very lucky at all. Okay, let's use the Tesla stick and see what that does. So there's the Tesla stick. It's actually on the floor there, and it's zapping enemies in the area. That's pretty awesome. Look at that. There it is. So you can obviously use abilities that do have sort of static defense. Like, for example, there is another ability called the Static Storm, and that's basically like a storm cloud that you place on the ground, or, well, you spawn in the area, and then it does pretty good amounts of damage in the area. And it also stuns. Yes, it also stuns. Oh, you can place multiples of these? Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, so we now have Radiator, by the way. We just picked up a perk from destroying one of the spawn points. Radiator poisons enemies in the area around you, and also heats you up a bit. But yes, this is, oh, yes. Now this is one of the more powerful abilities that you can pick up. It's just a power-up that lasts about 15 seconds, and it basically allows you to penetrate through every enemy, as far as I'm aware, and it also does a little bit of extra damage. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, regeneration, there we go, that's nice. And we're gonna take explosive teleporter, and we're gonna take another extra barrel. Are you serious? Okay, wow, they're giving me some really, really nice demonstrations right here, because I said to you, oh, extra barrel's my favorite perk, and then I was gonna be like, oh, but they didn't give it to me once. Yeah, but now they are. Oh yes, now they are. This is fantastic. Alright, so I'm gonna place a couple of sticks down here just so that we can kill this spawn point. And we're going to take that dodging perk. Now, dodging gives you 25% chance to dodge. And let me tell you, it saved me many, many times. So even though these passive abilities, you know, the ones that are not necessarily the most interesting, like you receive 30% more pickups and so on and so forth, you know, all of those, they don't sound very exciting, but they're actually very solid and very useful. But I'm going to take poison bullets in this particular time because, well, it doesn't actually matter because we've completed the level, but you see what I mean. It's actually very, very solid to take an ability like 25% increased movement speed, or 25% dodge, or 30% increased maximum HP, things like that. Drops a large weight for self-defense purposes. Yes, okay, so that's our next ability. Alright, in the Mountain of Madness. I've already done I think 3 boss fights. I think I've had 3 boss fights or 2 boss fights so far, and this will probably be one of the final ones before we go into the next. Okay, so stars will align. Yes, there we go. Okay, so that's a message telling you, hey, there's going to be a boss. There's going to be a boss at the end of this. So get ready for it, and I don't know whether we are going to be ready for it. Let's just make sure that we... Oh no, I'm going to get absolutely murdered here. Okay, this is not good. Oh, repeater shotgun, give me that. Yes, there we go. Okay, so that's fantastic. That is a nice, strong start for us here, but unfortunately, they are spawning a lot of powerful enemies. But these enemies are spawning for a reason, because they want to give you as much experience as possible as well. Because, well, the boss is coming, as I say. I'm going to try and pick up as many mech parts as I can as well, Gonna need to be a bit careful on using my teleportation charges too. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna go for supplier here. I don't really need the movement speed because I do have that extra charge of teleportation, but the lightning bolt might enable me to do a little bit of damage extra to these bigger enemies. Self-defense weight! Ah, I wanted the self-defense weight. That would have been fantastic and funny at the same time. Oh no, I already have one. Oh, fantastic. Do you see that? It actually drops a 10 tons weight. If you don't know, the developers are called 10 tons. It's rather amusing. Alright, so yes, otherwise, my mech is ready, and I'm almost dead. So this is not very good. Maybe I can find some health with my supplier ability. Okay, I'm going to have to go over here. Oh, no, there's the nuke. There's a nuke. Give me that. Yes. Okay, we killed a bunch, and there's a shield as well. Shield will enable me to survive a little bit. An Eldritch Aberration. That is our boss here, and I'm going to have to be very cautious about it because it seems to be launching huge amounts of volleys. Oh dear. Right, so I do have this. Okay, so that's what that is. Right, okay, so let me just level up a... Oh dear. I'm going to go for Reaper Bullets, I think. And I'll go for some more health. Because that does actually give you a little bit extra, so it heals you, kind of. Not really, but it just increases your maximum health. Ooh, this is a really, really nice weapon for us, though, to be able to deal with the boss. It's nice long range. Going to deal a little bit of oh my. Okay, yes. Be very careful. Be very careful. Okay. I think we got this. I think we might have the... Oh no. That was a lot of damage. Okay, I'm going to need to be very careful here. That is an XP doubler. I do not need now. Yes, I don't need that. Thank you very much. Okay, I'd love to take the extra barrel, but I'm going to take 30% more health, and I'm going to go into my mech form here and just try and clear everything out. Oh, mech really died that quickly. Alright, yes. This might be difficult. This might be more difficult than anticipated. But we're going to have to try our best. We can continue to get mech parts, by the way. So I'm just going to have to do that. And I wish I could... Wait a minute. Oh no, that's not anything useful for me right now. Okay, I'm going to just have to use my power-ups. Ah, I died. Yeah, so as you can see, not that easy. Not that easy. So let's see what we can do when we retry here. And see if I can take out this guy. Now, what I'm going to need to do is, I think I'm probably going to need to kill one of these guys relatively fast. That's what we did just there, just so I can get a little bit of extra experience immediately. And then maybe what I can do is... Yes, there's Ricochet. Okay. Now, usually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take perks to spec into things that will enable me to kill hordes of enemies much, much easier. But what I need to do in this one, because there's a boss, I need to spec for boss killing. And unfortunately, I don't have that at the moment. I really don't. So I'm going to have to be even more careful here. Oh dear. This is not good. Okay, could you just avoid... Oh dear. Yes, these are also homing slightly, these green projectiles that the big guys tend to throw at us. So that is not great. At least we're using Time Warp at the moment, which does slow things down somewhat, but it's probably not going to help me out too much. I really need to get over here to this mech part, but it's difficult, as you can see. Very, very difficult when you're not getting... Ah, there we go, fire bullets. There we go, that's going to help me out. Oh wow, no, I do not think I'm going to be in luck here. This is not a good one for me. This is certainly not a good one, but you can see exactly what I've been dealing with in the new levels. Ooh, yes, I think I'm going to go for bullet sharpening. Okay, I don't have high hopes for this, shall we say, because I don't have my mech ready. And he's spawning right there. Oh dear. Alright, okay, so teleport cooldown. We're probably going to have to go for that, thank you very much. Okay, let's just try and avoid being absolutely murdered. There's a heal. Yes, give me it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yes, the heal is not full, by the way. It just heals a percentage of your HP. So, yeah, that's not particularly good, but I'm going to continue trying to pick up my mech parts, because the mech is very powerful, it's just as long as you don't get it killed very easily, but it does act as a bit of a buffer to your HP, so you don't really have to worry too much about taking damage when you're inside the mech. Okay, let's go for another perk here. Extra barrel. We're just going to have to go for that because we need the damage. I mean, just look at how much extra damage I was able to do to that Eldritch Aberration. Crazy. That is much, much better. Okay, there's a nuke. Ugh. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken it that early. That was my bad. But it did actually deal a little bit of damage to the boss. So that is, I suppose, good. If I can continue to just kill the enemies that are spawning on me right now, I should be... Oh, dear. Did I just kill myself? Yes, I did. I did just kill myself. Well, that is unfortunate, isn't it? Oh, well, never mind. I'm gonna just leave that for another time, but I would like to show you the survival mode. Just so you can actually see what it's all about. And, yeah, you actually get points in this, and yeah, I'm a bit worried about this because they don't tend to give you a lot of experience, so it's very, very difficult to get perks, you know, early on, but you're going to have to prioritize getting the mech, in my opinion. Getting the mech is probably the way to go. Yeah, so if I can do that, then I think we should be in a better situation. Maybe I can get a level up from that guy. No, almost. But as I say, I think probably getting more ether crystals is going to make a much bigger difference to your experience, because obviously you're going to have many more upgrades and you're going to be able to teleport a lot more, and that is going to enable you to survive more as well. Okay, so I'm going to take dodging. Basically, survival is the name of the game in the survival mode. So yeah, there we go. My mech is now ready, so now I'm just going to pick up a bunch of supplies and power-ups and things like that. The shield will prevent damage for a certain period of time, so I can just stand here and deal damage. But bear in mind that this will ramp up. This will ramp up very, very quickly, so don't think that this is easy. No, don't think it's easy, because at the moment it might seem easy, but it is going to get much more difficult very, very fast. Alright, let's see here. I've got to go for more health, I guess. Oh yes, give me that. Thank you very much. Okay, so this might actually make my life much more easy. So let's see if I can... now I need more damage with it. Yes, I need to get Reaper bullets if at all possible. That would be nice. As you can see, I'm not doing that much damage with it because it is base level damage at the moment. But it is dealing a lot of damage because of its penetration capabilities. Alright, okay, I guess Lightning Cloud will do for now. I'm getting charged all the time as well. Okay, I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna use Static Cloud. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, so Static Cloud's gonna help me out a lot. As you can see, it stuns them, does damage over time, and is just in general a fantastic defensive measure. Well, there we have it. I managed to survive for 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And I did actually have a personal... Did I have a personal high... Yeah, I had a personal high score. Did I? Well, yes, I actually just beat it by about 300 points. Isn't that hilarious? Anyway, that will be it for this special feature. If you want to check out the game, the link is in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.